now, I think.
The little classic Mini. The Mini is actually at the back of the queue because the driver of that was in something else and had to get around. So we'll see the little classic Mini up the one that was number 16. He's actually a modified class car, but he's running number 16 at the front. So here we go. This BMW is driven by 83-year-old Ed McDonough, an automotive journalist of some repute. Has driven just about anything, everywhere over the years. And that is quite an original BMW 2002 he's in.
Yeah, that's right, Owen. This is probably the most popular sports cars ever, the Mazda MX-5. That's the second generation. The first one, they got a little pop-up headlights at the front, but this was the second generation. They're pretty much very similar. And this is Toby. Toby's regular competitor. He's done a lot of work to that car. Sold the diff for strong acceleration. He was telling us he was much quicker than last year, was he?
Yes, was that about 10 seconds quicker actually over last year. We've done some minor changes to the car over the winter, as most, you can't help yourself. If you're into your cars, you're doing a bit of competing, you always want to tinker a little bit. And it's not raining out here, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. Fog on the windscreen, so full wipers. Right, so this is our Toyota GT86, and we have we have a Subaru BRZ left. We lost the other GT with a, that out of the car really didn't like the barriers too much, did it?
Yeah.
It sort of really protested.
I said the car was too keen with the barrier, but I think, unfortunately, those things happen. Time for Golden Pieces. 78.5, so we're going to keep an eye on the BMW 2002. That's 97.42 for Ed, and then Toby's going to go through the finish line in a few seconds. On the line is a Hyundai Integra SI. That car has been imported from Japan, so spent about 10 years in Japan and another 10 years back. Paul is now bought that car and had it for about a year and absolutely loving it. Toby Ward in the MX-5 just coming back, 80.4 seconds. So we're going to keep an eye on Robert Woods and the Ford Lotus Cortina as well, and what time he can do as well. Here's the Mini, just getting lined up back out again in the queue in the right order.
Yeah. Just talking to our Birmingham Stig. He told me this morning, I don't think I can go any quicker, and then he went quicker on that second time run, but I just told him it didn't count. He's got to do it again, which is making Dad even more nervous. Right, so Birmingham Stig, also known as Edward, 128 horsepower. The old fan favorite here, the Lucas, I'll get it right, Stakini. Oh, I got it all wrong now. Here's Luca and the Hyundai Coupe. Now, this is a very low budget race series that this Hyundai Coupe's in. How low budget? You can buy a completely ready to go race car for £3,000. So you can be even out here for £3,000. If you want more information, check out Kersley Motorsport. They support the series, and or check out Luca's social media. He'll probably have a link to it somewhere. So if you want to get involved, anybody want to take on Luca and his adventures in racing. Right, now we've got the 8'6" person in the 2-foot-high car.
I call Sam 2 boxes tall. We established this is about 2 boxes tall. He bought that car this year. He's actually 18, so that's his first year competing. Sort of started a bit of a Porsche thing. I mean, I think that was already a thing, but somehow everyone discovered that putting the engine in the middle of the car was actually a great idea, as opposed to the 911 and starting absolutely beautifully.
Can we check the time on the Mini? Because he just fist pumped, so I have a feeling he might have just done a time that he said he couldn't do. What did he do? Car 60, what did he do? Tell me. The crowd knows, they saw the numbers, but I don't.
I might not have this on my screen, I'm afraid.
You're gonna let me down, aren't you?
Yeah, because the Mini is not showing on my screen.
Oh.
So I'm gonna let you down. But we know you might have a second run, so we'll probably push it.
Well, that was his second time run. So these are second time runs. This is competition, how sprinting works. You get several time runs. No good. The Jaguar is a lot further than that. Right. Now the strange thing about that, folks, is he actually didn't break the timing beam. So the entire time he was spinning the tires up, he actually didn't start his run. So the clock didn't start until he actually moved. What?
I'm going to give you a time for it, right?
Okay, go on. It's got a 7-0 on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, 70.7.
What?
70.7.
He's got a 7-0.7.
Yes, is that
That's ridiculous. He can't go that fast. If Dad finds out he did that time, Dad's going to take the keys away. Because he would have had to drive that thing on 2 wheels to get that around there. Right, we got some Nissan GTRs. We have a blue one. That's a Porsche blue color, by the way. It's been painted. We have a silver one, and we have a nice dark metallic gray one. I take it the metallic gray one is leading.
Yeah, Polly's still leading in that. R35. Watch the cars go off the line. Launch control, double clutch gearbox, very quick gear change. A lot of electronics. You can see this car don't really spin their wheels. It's just all traction out of those very wide tires that those cars have. About 500 horsepower under the bonnet of those cars. Very impressive cars. A lot of technology under the bonnet, and they'll do this pretty much all day long. 60 about 3 seconds. Some of those cars can be tunable to about 700 horsepower, maybe even more. But you know, once you start pushing those cars, then you have to upgrade a lot of things, and it becomes a lot of money.
Right, and then behind the GTR, I wouldn't park that close to it because you're going to get stone chipped. Is Richard Clues in the Adrenaline Collective Golf R 4-wheel drive, 2-liter turbo. It has everything still attached to it. Nothing has been removed from this as it came from the factory stock, but it's been tuned up a little bit using products from Richard's company. Go check them out. They're up by the Hotel Indico on display. They got a Grenadier and a BMW up there as well. And Harriet sounding a little rough. Right. Then we've got Lunatic of the Day. Well, I don't know. Actually, he's probably got the strongest arms of the day. The torque steer in this thing is brutal. 500 horsepower, twin turbo, off-road, designed to do hundreds of miles of off-road racing all at the one stage. Dakar type thing. It's now presented to you with road tires, but that's as low as we can get it. 500 horsepower, twin turbo V8. Still has the off-road spare in the back. And he watched the steering wheel. He has to hang on to it because that's a lot of power going in the front. Then we've got Harriet. The Mini, Carol Nichols, the driver. Races a single-seater on the hills and does some, also brings the Mini out when she can't run the single-seater. Not afraid to drive it. Oh, hang on, we've got the roof down now for this one.
Yeah, well, it's either roof or no roof, because that's a hardtop usually. That's one of the empty cup cars. Usually those cars have been running for a few years. This is one of the latest MGTF that came out of the factory, and this is one of 2 that have been built for the Cup series, about 185 horsepower. That's about the same engine that you'll find in the first series of Lotus Elise. That's the K-Rover engine. It's a great car to campaign those cars will be doing circuit events, hill climbs, sprints if you wanted to. We can take them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, and then following that, more traditional sports cars with the engine in the front. Not one kind of the engine in the back. A little Caterham, 1.6 liter, 200 horsepower. Our favorite, when you launch the thing, if you keep bouncing off the rev limiter. The sound on it, I really like the sound of this. I think it's the best sounding launching car all day. So Dave Rayner behind the wheel of that. He'll be going in a minute. We've just got a red flag, so we just need to check on that and see if we can figure out what's going on here. I don't know if we just got to move a barrier. Competitors, every now and then, the barriers, you see them all through the course if you look down a bit. They are actually they have to stay in that location. So if someone moves one a little bit, they have to put it back because it's actually altered in the course. These are the rules, and it's fair for everybody because we don't want anybody having an advantage. Because you can have someone that goes through there in a class and they get an advantage. Well, that's not fair on the other competitors in the same class. So want to shout out to the rescue teams, our ambulance guys, our officials, and especially our marshals for volunteering their time. Yes, folks, these are all volunteers. Volunteering their time to allow this motorsport to take place. No motorsport in this country can take place without the marshals. If you want to get involved, get closer to the action, literally stand here. You can get involved marshalling through numerous ways. Motorsport UK has information. The British Automobile Racing Club has information. The British Motorsport Marshals Club has information. If any of you go to the Auto Sports Show in January, there's all sorts of information there. The clubs are there, and so on and so forth. Race Retro next February. Be there. There'll be lots of demo going on, and it's a good show. There'll be clubs and everything getting involved there. And you need a bigger horn. So let me just see if we can find out where we get the information in a minute. The course car